Hey, Soul Tribe, it's Auntie here. So we made it to 2026, fam, and wow, it's already starting off with a bang. Today we're talking about burnout isn't spiritual, the hidden cost of overhealing. Now, last year we had gone through it, y'all. 2025, the numerology of 2025 was the year of letting go. And wow, did it require us to let go. January is not about doing any of these, what do they call it? They call it New Year's resolutions. These New Year's resolutions that really end nowhere. You feel discouraged before you even get started. And if you do get started, you feel burnt out by the time you finish. I'm not doing that any longer. This time I am only resetting. So I am no longer seeing a reset as a means of starting over. This is part of the process of healing. Last year, it allowed us to let go of all things that did not serve us. This year, we now have the space to put in our lives exactly what it is that we need. Last year, I spent most of the year cleansing house, getting rid of things, people, habits that didn't serve me, getting rid of things I no longer needed, get, getting rid of ways of showing up in the world that did not fit who I have grown into. So this year, I realized that I didn't need another New Year's resolution. I needed something that was going to reset me completely. So this year, what are some of the new ways in which I could reset? Is one of the things I was thinking to myself as I created this podcast episode. And I realized that it couldn't be just me. We all need a reset, y'all. We all need a reset. So today we are going to be talking about looking into burnout. Burnout isn't spiritual. Burnout is a sign that you're over healing, overdoing. So, Auntie Charmaine, how can you possibly overheal? You can overdo anything. Even medicine that is abused is poison. So, overhealing. Overhealing looks like when you're overdoing something, you're having to reinforce something that's already sitting within your cavity, constantly looking to critique your life instead of just living it. The moment you realize that you're no longer having to grow into who you are and just be who you are, I think was one of the realizations that I had. So, January as the sacred reset, as the month in which we change indefinitely. We see that the world is changing, people are changing, things are changing. So, why not we? The things that I'm really looking at now in the reset of my life are the things that are triggering. Why does it bother me? Why are these things triggering? And I realized that I left the old version of myself back in 2025. And I have grown into an amazing woman in 2026. And so all of the things that Auntie Charmaine would have accepted last year or many years prior no longer fits. And so you're going to find that a lot of the times change comes with a resistance that can make you feel as though you're having to push people away, push things away. It's just simply that no longer it fits your frequency. So what is the quiet truth? A lot of us are tired not because we haven't healed, it's because we've overdone this healing. Let me explain something to you, sweetheart. Anything that is yours, a good acquaintance of mine said, it cannot be taken, shaken, took, or shook. This spiritual walk, I realize, is never going to come to a culmination. It's never going to be concluded. So why not enjoy the journey? It's something about knowing that healing can look like different things for many people, and resetting yourself can too. So, what are some of the ways that I've reset myself? Well, this year I have reset my habits. This year I am not proving anything to myself, so my habits look very authentic for me. My days may end at a certain time and I wake up at a certain time, but the routine is very similar in regards that I always give myself in connection to spirit. I literally give myself the first 3 hours of my day belong to me in the divine connection. I understand that it's this inner compass that's sitting inside of me that guides me along my way. So those are the times when I literally think about, okay, what did not serve me and what are the new habits that I have now that are pushing me in the direction where I'm growing and I'm connected to the lifestyle I always wanted. Another thing that's very important to discuss is, what does burnout look like? So, burnout can literally look like exhaustion. Why is that? Because you are literally so tired. You're spiritually tired, you're emotionally tired because healing takes energy. It takes energy, it takes time, it takes dedication, it takes all of the things necessary. And so, understanding that your journey is going to take you to the healing that you need. You don't necessarily have to go seeking it, it will find you. One of the other things that I think I realized that was so important, and it's not even a thinking anymore, it's more so of a knowing. One of the things that I know now is that healthy boundaries are also a part of the new habits that I had to establish. It used to be that because I loved the people around me, part of the reason why I showed up in the way that I showed up for them individually was based on the love I have for them. No longer do I do that. I have a spiritual sifter that I use. And so when back in the day, y'all remember when your grandmothers used to have a sifter, and she would take that little sifter, or it used to be the hand crank one, and she would sift the flour and all of her ingredients when she was making a cake or making biscuits or whatever it was. And it was something about seeing grandmother toss away the lumps that were on the top of the flour. And my grandmother used to say, do not take the back of that spoon and do this motion here to get the lumps to come through. Grandmother always said, you throw that out. I say all of that to say that is literally how I live my life. No longer am I keeping the lumps that fall on the top of my sifter. I throw those out. I'm not being boggled down with things that are not my burdens. That's my healthy boundaries. So these are some of the things and ways that I've decided to show up in this life in 2026 where I don't experience burnout. One of the other things that I have also accepted and realized is that I need to honor my transition. I have always been one, Aries rising, Aries moon, Sagittarian rising. I've always been one of those fiery people who want to get from point A to point B. And as I've gotten older, I realized the importance of taking the scenic route. It's less busy. You can get to your destination safely. And even if it takes you a little bit longer, at least you get there. I'm no longer taking these express highways on my spiritual path that leads me right back where I started because it did not honor my transition or my journey. So that's something else this year that I've decided. Charmaine, sit in the transition. What have you experienced in 2025 that brought you the wisdom you needed to be able to implement in your 2026?
This is Soultribe Media, where your spiritual journey comes alive. A media movement rooted in empowerment, enlightenment, and elevation. Join me for a day in the life with Auntie as I bring you along on these sacred journeys and gaining everyday wisdom. Read our latest publication at OK Universe I Hear You as we keep it real, tell the truth, and go through our healing with real talk. Listen in on the latest Soultribe Podcast episode as we give voice to spiritual growth and divine timing. Read the latest publication of BNP Chronicles as we talk all things astrology, numerology, holistic wellness, and mindful practices. Come and sit with us as we have Sunday morning messages with Auntie, as we talk enlightenment, one auntie to one niece or nephew. Join us for our TikTok live show with me, Aunty Charmaine, as we build that sacred community in motion, one amazing conversation at a time. Let me explain something to you, sweetheart. You have entered an amazing space that is going to keep you full and get you the enlightenment that you're seeking. Welcome to Soultribe Media.